Good morning, community. Jill here with North Texas Vegetable Gardening Canning Recipes. A little bit of everything. Well, I got the cool front, but we didn't get any of the rain that they did north of us. North of us had some pretty severe storms. We just got maybe a little rain, maybe like 3/10 of an inch. It wasn't a whole lot. So I've got the sprinkler out this morning because we don't have any chance of rain for the next 9 to 10 days, which is deeply concerning to me. Let me give you a quick update on my carrots, guys. You can see that they germinated quite well. Planted these about a week ago. I did just the broadcasting spread method and then just raked the dirt over it a little bit. And we've been keeping it watered all week. So they're looking pretty good. It looks like I might get me some carrots. And my cabbages are coming up. Now, what I'll need to do is get in here and see the survival of the fittest. And then I'll have to pull up around these to thin out these seeds, and if I have some good roots on them, I'll probably move them to a different area and try to get them to grow. In this bed, I went ahead and planted some radishes here. I planted a Rocky Top lettuce mix here, and I planted some spinach here. So hopefully, these are all quick turnaround, guys, maybe about 28 to 35 days that we'll probably have some garden vegetables ready to go for our salads. My sweet potatoes aren't yet ready to pick. You can see the vines are very healthy. I'm not seeing anything really die off in there, and I've dug around. I'm not sure that we're going to have very many, but you know, I'm going to keep my hope up and keep praying that we do. And then my taters over here are starting to kick in. You can tell it is pepper season in this little high tunnel. These pepper plants are going crazy, and they will continue to go crazy up until the first freeze. But we have all kinds of varieties in here. We have habanero, banana, bells, serranos. I think there's some jalapenos in here. So yeah, we're gonna have some good peppers. And then back in there, you can see I have one eggplant trying to come back. And then I have some horseradish that I'm gonna have to thin out. Greg's gonna have to help me with that because it's well rooted in there. And then we have some more peppers and just some herbs over here. I did go ahead and pull up the tomatoes, and we're going to let our herbs keep on going until our first freeze, and we'll take seeds from them as well. So our week looks to be cool today, around 82, which is cool for us. Maybe in the 80s tomorrow, and then we ramp back up into the 90s with a sunny week. Got to keep things watered. Like I said, I got the sprinkler out because we need to keep our grass watered until it goes dormant. And I went around and watered all of our trees. We want to keep all of those watered. So if you're in this area, be sure and keep watering, guys, because just because we're going into the fall does not mean that your trees don't need to be watered and kept damp over the winter, the fall and winter season. You can see everything still looks pretty green around here because we did have a more mild summer than we normally do, and so we were able to keep things greened up and healthy. So hopefully, look at that big old tree right there. Boy, that thing is a fast grower. So hopefully we'll be able to get our, especially the St. Augustine grass, well rooted and stuff to go into the dormant season. You can see here, because we love our St. Augustine grass, and it does start to spread. So I'm off to church this morning. It's overcast, it's nice, it's showing probably about 68 degrees. I'll take it, but it is humid. We have almost 88, I think it was 87 or 88% humidity. And so it still feels muggy and thick air, but I think the sun is going to give light this afternoon. That's not going to do anything about the humidity. In fact, it might go up because of the damp ground around us. But so today we're going to go to church and eat a good dinner, and we're going to get ready for the work week. And we're going to pray for this old country that we live in because things are just not looking so good. So if you guys here in North Texas are planting a fall garden, it's time to get your brassicas in, which is your cabbage, your broccoli, your cauliflower, lettuces, radishes, spinach. Let's see, what else can you plant? Broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. Don't forget your carrots so you can harvest them in the spring. You can go ahead and pop some onion seeds in, some garlic seeds in, or some garlic cloves in. We've tried garlic many times, and it just takes too long, and it gets too hot too fast here in Texas. So we don't really have a lot of luck with garlic. Now, we had one of our community members, John, give us some of his that he grew last year, and it was absolutely delicious, and we used almost all of that up. Some of your cool weather herbs that you can put in are your dill and your cilantro. So start looking at those. Maybe some of your other basils you might could go ahead and pop in. Maybe get some before our first freeze. But I really think we're going to have an early freeze this year, guys. That's why I'm being very particular with what I plant, especially outside, because I want to make sure that whatever I plant has time to come to fruition in the event we get an early freeze, which I think we will. If you like tulips and hyacinths and stuff and daffodils, now's the time to put your bulbs in the ground for a spring harvest. I like to get some of those in, but guys, here, whenever I plant bulbs anywhere out, like that was one of my little gardens over there that I like to put it in, the rodents tend to get in there and eat the bulbs, so I don't have a lot of luck with those. If I want to grow those, I have to put them in a tub inside one of the high tunnels to try to keep them safe, to keep vermin away. And then in the winter, it gets too hot in there. Even though it's cold outside, if they're closed up and the sun is out, then those high tunnels easily can get up to 90 to 100 degrees in the wintertime. So again, if you're in North Texas, you might kind of look at the long-range forecast. You might be a little cautious with what you put out. Not going to try to grow any tomatoes, not going to try to grow any peas or anything, because we're not going to have enough time for anything to come into fruition. Maybe some sugar snap peas or some green peas you might, but any other peas, we're not going to have time for them to really come up and go into fruition. At least I don't feel like we will. So I hope that helps you plan your garden and get ready to go, guys. Spinach, brassicas, carrots, onions, get ready to go. We love you all. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Take care. God bless.